Hello and welcome to the latest podcast. I am your host, JP John Paz. With me today, of course, the returning guest here, the man that wrote the WWF. He wrote WCW. He's a former WCW World Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Vince Russo. Vince, how you doing today, sir?
What is going on, John? How you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good. It's funny, every time we talk, I'm always like, I wonder if Vince is in the news lately. I wonder if Vince is quote unquote relevant lately.
Well,
And you've been relevant lately. Why? I don't know, but you have been. What's going on with that, Vince?
bro,
You
I
always
have to tell you, and I am not kidding around, John. I really try. I try to stay irrelevant. I really do, bro. Listen, I am semi-retired. I've made it clear my days of ever working full time in the business are over. I work out of my home. I've been working out of my home now, bro, for 10 years. I left TNA in 2012, man. So actually, it's 11 years, that I've been working out of my home. I do my podcast, bro. A lot of people, request me to do different things. I'm writing for Web is Jericho. I'm writing for Wrestle Crap. I'm working with an indie promotion here, Rocky Mountain Pro. I do a lot of work for Sports Kita. I just started, bro, a Patreon fantasy baseball program that I really want to grow from the bottom up because that really is my passion, bro. I love baseball. I love fantasy baseball. And I'm really hoping to turn this into a number of leagues where you have the opportunity to play against me. I do fantasy baseball podcasts. I give tips. I give all that information. You guys want to check that out? That is at patreon.com/VRFBB. So, I mean, at the end of the day, John, I'm trying to do my own thing. Like, as well as I do, John, if we're going to do this for a living, social media is a big part of it, bro. Like you know that I have to promote what I'm doing to make a living. I've got to promote, russosbrand.com. I have to, keep the audience engaged through chatter on Twitter and things like that. That's part of promotion. But I got to be honest with you, man, trying to, me trying to stay relevant in the world of professional wrestling, I have zero interest in. It's just, especially when I do the show with, the guys at Sports Kita. Oh, okay, bro, you're going to pay me to review Raw. You want my opinion? I'm going to review Raw. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. You ask me to come on here, John, you're going to ask me some questions. I'm going to give you my honest answers. So I don't know, bro, if answering questions is me trying to be relevant, I guess that I'm trying to be relevant. I mean, if people ask me something and want my honest opinion, I'm going to give it, bro. I've always given it.
So Carmella recently, I guess you were talking with Dr. Chris, and you guys were talking about Raw and or whatever she's been up to. I think she was in a Fatal 4-Way or something, but she's back and she's kind of doing that same character again, the Staten Island badass or whatever it is that character that she does looks like $1,000,000. I mean, she's back into form. There's no doubt about it. But you had said something. What did you say? Because I saw that she wrote back to you like, "Oh, it's the same old crap again."
I know. I basically just said, John, and John, this is nothing against the freaking performers, bro. This is against the booking. It has nothing to do with the performers. I never met Carmella. I'm sure she is a lovely, lovely individual. I've never criticized Carmella's work. I've never said Carmella's, not a hard worker. When I talk, bro, I'm coming from the point of view of what I did for a living for a very long time. I'm talking creative. And I was just saying, bro, in that match that they had, that 4-way on Raw, it's like, bro, why are we going back to, Carmella? Yeah, and that's the problem with the booking, bro. Win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, over, not over, over, not over. And then, bro, they think when they bring somebody back, the entire, back history is forgotten. And now it's new and now it's fresh. And my comment was, How many times are we going to go back to the well with Carmella? We've seen it. Why didn't you give, Piper Niven? Why didn't you give her the victory? Why don't we start something new and fresh with her? Because even with her, and I'm a fan of hers, they drop the ball on freaking Dewdrop. What 1,000% they drop the ball on her. So when I'm talking about these things, man, I am talking about characters. I am talking about storylines. I am talking about creative. I am not talking about these people on a personal level.
I think it's the Princess of Staten Island, the
The
gimmick. But
Princess of Staten
yeah,
Island.
so she came back, she won again, and then now she's in the Elimination Chamber. So it does seem like, I don't know, she's going to lose there, and I think Asuka's going to win. So it does seem like kind of rinse and repeat. They give people a few wins, and then they're going to have a few losses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. It's nothing against her. She's not writing the show. It's just their booking, bro. It's just like you said, man. It's a wash, rinse, repeat. I mean that it's over and over and over again.
Would you have kept Piper Niven as Dewdrop? Would you have kept that name?
No, well, Dewdrop was a horrible name, bro. We knew it was a horrible name from the get-go. However, I have a problem with we can't have seen her as Dewdrop, and then all of a sudden she's Piper Niven with no explanation. See, I didn't do things like that. If you're going to change somebody's name, well, there would have been a story behind it. But no, she's Dewdrop. They book her horribly. Now she comes back with her, I guess, her original gimmick, Piper Niven, and there's just no explanation whatsoever for the change. That was the problem I had with Becky Lynch a couple of months ago. She was the man. Okay, we're the man. I get it. You're the man. Then she went away, and then she came back, and she started cosplaying with these Elton John elaborate costumes, and I'm like, where is the character transition? You've got to show me how she went from the man to a cosplayer. Otherwise, I'm not going to understand. So so she took exception to that at the time, and I explained to her, Becky, I don't understand. When you last left, you were the man. Now you're coming back in all these elaborate costumes with no explanation whatsoever. And what is she back to, John? Now she's back to the man. Like that's what I'm talking about as a television viewer. This has nothing to do with the performers on a personal level. I am talking for the television viewer, bro. You've got to make things clear to me. Bro, I'm an avid fan of Yellowstone. The characters don't change from week to week. The characters remain the same. They're always true to themselves. Constantly. I mean, and bro, Carmella was in that category too. Remember, she had Reggie, and it was the wine gimmick. Remember? Yeah. And then, bro, like stuff just disappears and there's no explanation, no nothing. That's bad booking, bro. That is bad booking. That is bad storytelling, and it has nothing to do with the individual on a personal level.
So Vince was booking a lot of that. So now Triple H is booking. Does that mean Triple H has to, create the reason of why he's changing the characters instead of just he's going to change them to the way he wants to change them to?
You absolutely have to, man. You've got, if you're trying to get new viewers, bro, the last thing you want to do is confuse those viewers, man. You want to make them understand, bro. Like, you may not think it's a big deal, but if I'm a casual viewer and I'm tuning in and out and I saw Dewdrop 6 months ago, and now all of a sudden I'm seeing Piper Niven, the first thing I'm saying is, wait a minute, isn't that Dewdrop? I'm a little bit confused. You've got to explain all this stuff, bro. That's where the writing comes in. You can book anything. Tony Khan's about to get his 3rd Booker of the Year award. You can book anything, bro. That's not writing. Writing is details. Writing are the nuances, the dotting the I's, the crossing the T's. That's writing. And, the WWE, man, they just do this over and over and over again. Bro, look at Corbin. Out of left field, now he's tied with JBL. No reason, no explanation. Where did that go, John? Where did that go? That's why I'm saying, bro, you just can't throw shit together, man. This stuff needs to make sense.
JBL fired him, right? On Raw. He's no longer with them, I think.
Yes, I was reading yesterday. Now JBL's done, and then what was all that about? Like, where did that get Corbin?
Buried him, I think.
I think so too, bro. I mean, absolutely. A couple of weeks ago on Raw 30, they're referring to him as a stooge. Oh, this is your stooge? I'm like, bro, you're freaking burying the guy. Like, what are you doing here? You don't bury talent, bro.
Very weird, because then he loses to like Gargano, loses to Dexter Lumis, and then JBL fires him. So it's like, is he going to do that poor gimmick again? Or remember when he was down the dumps, that gimmick?
I guess, bro. That's what I'm talking about, man. And then they go back to things that didn't work the first time, thinking they're going to work the next time. The Hurt Business. Did we not do that? Did they not end that? What makes them think it's going to be different this time around? And if they saddle themselves up with Lashley again, what would Lashley want with two mid-carders that have one lost? Why would Lashley want these people? That's what I'm talking about, bro. It's stuff like that so many people just accept. But me as a writer, I'm like, guys, you got to try to make some sense out of this, bro.
Yeah, some of it can be confusing. The bloodline stuff is great though. So it's like in one instance they could be really good, but then the details of everything else isn't good. Is that because Michael Hayes and Heyman are kind of taking the reins with that?
Definitely, bro. They're not doing the bloodline. I mean, that's being left up to Reigns and Heyman and whoever else is a part of that. They're doing that story, but Triple H and whoever are basically doing the rest of the content that we see.
Did you like the Paul Heyman Cody Rhodes interaction, that promo that they had against each other?
I liked it, bro, but there were some problems I have with it. First of all, bro, listen, I'm sorry, but Paul Heyman is always just way over the top, too animated for me. And what I mean by that, bro, is when I'm writing dialogue, bro, I'm literally writing the dialogue like you would be having a conversation with somebody. That's how I'm writing the dialogue. When I say over the top, Heyman's, facials and his hand gestures and his dramatic pauses. Bro, you're not talking like that when you're having a conversation with somebody. When you watch Al Pacino or Robert De Niro, they're not exaggerating stuff over the top. And Heyman is just too over the top with me. I'll tell you what I liked and what I didn't like about the promo. What I liked about I liked the promo. Overall, I liked the promo. There's no question about it. I'm nitpicking a little bit with Heyman. I thought Cody was great. I thought Cody had great facials, not over the top facials, believable facials. I like the content of it. I like Cody telling the Dusty ECW story. I liked all that. But here's where I had two very big problems. First of all, bro, when Heyman says to Cody, he said that you were his favorite son. However, he said that Roman Reigns was a son he never had. With that line right there, bro, the babyface Cody has to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. So you literally just gave away the WrestleMania finish, because you can't say that line to Cody that, oh, Roman Reigns was the son your father always wanted, and then not have Cody beat Roman Reigns. You can't do that. So You've given away the finish of WrestleMania. Then, bro, after that, they're talking about the WrestleMania match. Why is Reigns having a match with Sami Zayn in between? Like, they've already told you, bro. Reigns is beating Sami Zayn. However he does it, who freaking cares, bro? Reigns is going over. It's going to be Cody and Reigns at WrestleMania. So, number one, you gave away the finish to WrestleMania. Either if Cody doesn't beat Roman Reigns, you've buried Cody Rhodes, okay? And number two, you're just going right over this Sami Zayn match that hasn't even happened yet. So, I mean, those were the things that I looked at, like as a writer, where I like the emotion of this promo, especially on the part of Cody. But those things at the end, I'm like, bro, like, you told us who's going to win. Now the Sami Zayn match means nothing. I just would have wrote it a little differently.
What about Cody saying that he might fight Sammy at WrestleMania? Does that
But
mean anything or no?
Well, he said that at the beginning, bro.
Yeah.
Because they want to make the Sammy match mean something. That's a great point, John, because they said it at the beginning. But then when we got to the end of the promo, we basically said Reigns is going to beat Sammy. So if you would have never like had that at the end, and the theme really was, I'd love to face Roman, but there's a possibility, and that's what they tried to get in at the beginning. But by the time you got to the end of this thing, how could it not be Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania?
Yep, gotta be. It's
Yeah.
personal now. It's personal.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it right there, John. It's personal. When you say, yeah, your father told me that Roman was the son he always wanted, you've made it personal right there.
What about Dustin? What do you think Dustin feels that Dusty's favorite son was Cody? Dustin's got to be pissed, no?
Well, I think Dustin knows it's just TV. You know what I mean, bro. Dustin's a pro, bro. I don't think something like that's bothering Dustin.
With that though, Cody goes over at Mania, or you have Roman win? What would you do?
Bro, based on that, you've got to have Cody go over. You've got to have Cody go over. Something like that, bro, you got to have Cody go over.
So you want I think it's going to be 900 something days. You don't want him getting to 1,000 days as a world champion?
Bro, I'm not saying that's what I would do.
Oh,
I'm saying that's what they've set up to do. I would not have Cody win. I definitely would not have Cody win because everybody thinks Cody is going to win. And based on what they did, Cody has to win. Otherwise, you've buried Cody. I'm not saying I'd put Cody over in that match.
So you would, if you were booking it, you would have Roman win?
Absolutely. Bro,
Wow.
I would not switch that belt. Okay, bro? Until the guy came along that I legitimately believe could beat Roman Reigns. Legitimately. Like, come on, bro. You put Roman Reigns in there with Sami Zayn. Really? Like, Sami Zayn could beat this guy? I mean, Reigns should kill Zayn in 5 minutes. But you put Cody Rhodes in there, okay, bro, that could be a better fight, but I'm still looking at Roman Reigns as the superior athlete. So if it's me, until somebody comes along that I really believe could beat him, I wouldn't take the belt off of him, bro.
Who's that guy who could beat him?
He's not there now. He's not there now. Hopefully they're developing somebody in NXT, or maybe somebody's contract is up at AEW, but he's not there now.
What about Rick Steiner's son, Braun Breaker? Have you seen him?
I have seen him, bro, but I haven't really followed like NXT. I haven't really followed it. So to me, bro, again, you can't assume casual wrestling fans watch NXT. You can't assume that. So with me, I would have to see how he's booked once he gets to the WWE. And we see this with everybody, bro. Like, once they go from NXT to WWE, for whatever reason, that never seems to work out. So I would just have to kind of sit back and see the way they book him.
He's an interesting guy because he's like a combination of Rick and Scott. So
Yeah.
it's like, wow, like he could be like really special because that's just amazing having both Steiner brothers
But
together.
bro,
But booking,
but right off the bat, he's got a shitty name. What a horrible name. That's a dewdrop name, bro. That's a horrible, horrible name, bro. Like, and again, you don't want to stay with Reckensteiner or like why, bro? Like, what? The name is so corny and campy and cartoony. And I'm sorry, bro. Right there, he's got a strike against him. Braun Breaker. It's such a freaking gimmicky, horrible name, bro.
I think originally it was supposed to be Rex Steiner. Like his like Rex Steiner's last name, but it was going to be Rex Steiner, like he's Rick's kid. So
That's fine with me.
yeah,
That's fine. There's
yeah. I
nothing
don't
wrong
know
with
why it's
that.
Braun Breaker. It's
Oh,
a weird name,
it's so freaking bad, bro. It's so bad.
especially since they say because Rick Steiner's been on the show a bunch. It's like this is Rick Steiner's son. Like I don't know why he couldn't have just been a Steiner.
I don't know, bro. Ownage, control, like whatever the reason is that they come up with things like that, but it's a horrible name.
So I wanted to mention this to you as well because it's very interesting. It got some play. The Rhea Ripley stuff. What did you think about Ripley? You don't like her look, or you do like her look as far as her presentation?
Bro, I don't even remember. I don't even remember half the things I said. And bro, I do so much podcasting. Like I don't remember when I said it. I'm sure I said it. I don't remember how long ago. First of all, I am a fan of Rhea Ripley. I am an absolute fan of hers. Bro, listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Attractive females still draw men. I'm sorry, guys. You can protest whatever you want, bro. You could cancel whoever you want. Attractive females draw male viewers. That ain't ever going to change, bro. And I'm a fan of Rhea Ripley. There's no, again, bro. I think they're booking her like shit. I would be booking her totally different, but prior to the Judgment Day, gimmick, man, I've seen pictures of Rhea Ripley where, bro, she's a beautiful young lady. Like she is a draw. I hate to break the news to everybody, but the core audience of professional wrestling are males, bro. Now I'm sure some people are into that look. I mean, bro, rest in peace, Daphne. Daphne had that gothic look, and there was a section of the audience that were fans of Daphne's. But God, bro, they put so much makeup on her face that to me it's almost like a mask. It's almost like a character. And again, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, I don't really get this. This woman is naturally beautiful. Your core audience are men. Why are we making her into a monster? I mean, that's probably all I said. And I didn't say that recently either, bro. I said that months ago.
Oh, okay. Because it came out somewhat recently. They were saying you didn't like the
Yeah.
goth stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
To me, though, you're right. It's an interesting look. I guess it fits in with Judgment Day. Her original look before WWE was wow, she was like striking. Yeah, for
But
sure.
that's what I'm saying. That's John. This is exactly what I'm saying. We went from that Rhea Ripley to this Rhea Ripley. There's no transition. You know what I'm saying? That's what I have a problem with. John, you know what it'd be like? Here's what it would be like. We do this podcast. You see Vince, you see Vince, you see Vince. Okay. The next time, John, I come on here and you podcast with me, I'm going to have a complete goth look. And I'm not going to say a word about it. You wouldn't say to me, bro, what's going on here? Why the look? That's what I'm talking about. So what I was basically saying was, what was wrong with who she was, and how did she go from that to this? I bring up Daphne. That was always Daphne's look. Daphne, was in 1 minute, this, and then the next minute that. That was always Daphne's look. We did a total character change with Daphne when what's her name was running for vice president. What was her name again? From Alaska. Remember that?
Sarah Palin.
Yeah,
Sarah Palin.
she did the whole Palin thing, but that was like totally separate from Daphne. And Daphne was an actress, bro. She was like a trained actress, so she could play these roles. But again, with Rhea Ripley, my point was, I don't know what was wrong with her with the position she was in before. And if you're gonna go so the other way with it, bro, you at least got to tell me why. I mean, you at least have to tell me why.
Do you like the look though in general? Because it's very different. You don't see a lot of
No, I don't.
a lot of that out there,
Bro,
especially
listen,
WWE.
I'm not going to lie to you. You can cancel me. You could do whatever the freak you want to do. I don't give a shit. Bro, when I'm watching TV, I enjoy watching attractive females. So what that makes me sexist, bro. Okay, if that makes me if as a man I am drawn to attractive females and you want to label that sexist, then I guess I'm sexist, bro. I mean, men are always going to be drawn to attractive females, and your audience is male, bro. Like I said, bro, there's a niche audience for what she's doing. There's a niche audience that likes that. But to the masses, men are drawn to attractive looking women, which she is. I've seen, bro, she posts pictures of herself out of that stuff. She puts pictures online and on Instagram and stuff like that. So you're constantly seeing her out of character. So that's when I look at those pictures and I'm like, my God, this is a beautiful young woman. I just don't know why I would gimmick her up for no reason. That's my point. Bro, like for instance, if you take the I don't watch SmackDown, bro. Who's the Viking? Well,
Valhalla, Sarah Logan.
Sarah Logan. But bro,
Yeah.
like that's their lifestyle. Like that is a shoot. They're into that whole Viking vibe. So that's really who she is. So I absolutely get that. I don't think Rhea Ripley's character is who she is. I really don't, bro. And then here's another problem you're gonna have. She's gonna turn babyface, bro, because she's so unique and she's so different, and she really does stand out as a cut above the rest. She's going to be a babyface, and that's going to be very difficult as well with that goth, that goth personality.
It is weird though, fans these days. You can't say the girl's attractive. I don't know when that changed or why.
Yeah, bullshit, bro.
But it's very weird because men are attracted to that, of course. I mean, look at TV and movies.
Yep. When I have an attractive woman on a podcast or one of my old friends, I mean, that's the first thing I tell them is how great they look, how beautiful they look. If I'm a sexist for that, bro, then okay, I'm a sexist. Bro, listen, blame freaking God. Don't blame me. If God created these beautiful, beautiful human beings, we're not supposed to admire those creations, bro. When it's a guy, I'll put it over. John, I'm just I'm still I'm doing a little stuff on the side with Rocky Mountain Pro here in Colorado, and some guy just sent me his pictures that he wants to come, he wants to be on the show. And bro, this guy was put together like, holy crap, bro. And I put him over. I said that when I wrote back to him. I was like, man, bro, you're really committed to, your body and staying in shape and blah, 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 blah. I'm not, but I could say that to a guy, but I can't say that to a woman. Like, really, bro? So I could give
very strange. I don't know when.
I could give two shits, bro. Bro. At my age, you're not gonna freaking change me. Ryan Satin tried to have me canceled. Like, yeah, bro. You're gonna get somebody canceled, bro, who is just honest about his feelings, bro. And yes, bro, as a man, I am still attracted to females.
And look, Triple H keeps hiring beautiful. If you, I know you don't watch NXT too much, but like everyone in NXT is attractive. Like it's
Right.
crazy. Like and Maxine Dupree, who's now on Raw, she's attractive. Kathy Kelly, they brought back. I mean, it's obviously it's pretty obvious. Men watch; they want to see pretty women. That's what's
Bro,
going to happen.
you can go back to the beginning of time, man, way before all the talk shows today, way before the talk shows today. You know, there was Carson. Before Carson, there was like Jack Parr. Bro, you can go all the way back to the beginning of time, right up until today. When female actresses, musicians, sports celebrities, when female entertainers are on, you know, Fallon and Kimmel and your talk shows, watch how they dress, bro. What to this very day, watch how they dress. They dress very sexy. They dress provocatively. Why, bro? Because they know that draws the male audience. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. I swear to God, John, I say this all the time. If I was a workout buff and I had the six packs and the whole thing like that, I say this all the time, John. Bro, I swear to you, I would never wear a shirt. I would never. I would walk around like, we do a lot of work with Stevie Richards. Bro, if I had Stevie's physique, I would be doing this podcast with no freaking shirt on.
Right.
Whatsoever. So I'm not going to apologize for these things that are absolutely ridiculous, bro.
All right, let's get to the topic at hand. In Your House, number 16, the Canadian Stampede, which was on July 6, 1997, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, at the Canadian Airlines Saddle Dome, the world famous Calgary Saddle Dome. The attendance 12,151. The pay per view buys 171K. So not bad there. Great attendance. Were you in attendance at
Yes,
the
yeah, because
Calgary
I'll,
Saddle
I'll
Dome?
I'll never forget it, bro, because it was very special. And Calgary was beautiful, bro. It was absolutely beautiful, bro. I remember going home from the event, bro. It was about 10 o'clock at night, and it was still light outside, and everything was, mountainy and colorful. I remember it vividly. I remember what it meant to the Hart family, how this was like just so special to them. So yeah, bro, I do remember going there because it was beautiful, bro. I would say in all my travels, bro, the most beautiful place I'd ever been to.
Wow. So what
Yeah.
was your role backstage at this point? I know obviously you're on the writing team, but do you have a lot of say, a lot of power? Are you still producing? What's the role backstage?
I'm still producing. See again, bro. You got to give me. Is this after? Well, Brett's a part of this, right? So this isn't
Yes.
after Brett screwed Brett, right?
Yep.
This
This is before. Yep.
Yeah, no, bro. I'm doing a little producing, and I'm involved a little bit in characters and whatnot. But this is probably at that time it was either Bruce and Pat or either Bruce and Cornette. I don't know if Pat had left yet at that point. The O.J. Simpson trial, was that before or after this?
Before.
That was before this. Okay, so this would have been Bruce and Cornette.
When you're there, do you have any influence on the writing?
I don't, bro, because when they first brought me in the fold, and like I said, man, Bill Watts brought me in the fold. Then Bill was gone. Okay, so I really didn't want to do or say anything to rock the boat because I knew in my mind, especially Cornette, they would not so much Bruce, because Bruce and I were friends, but I never wanted to be out of line, bro, because I knew it would have been so easy to eliminate me from those meetings. So during this time, bro, I'm literally sitting in with those two creatively at Bruce's house. It's just the three of us, but I'm pretty much keeping my mouth shut.
When this is going on, are you in Vince's ear at all, just as far as like creative direction, or not at all? You don't talk to Vince at this point.
Nah, no, I talked to Vince because of the magazine, bro. Like I always had monthly one-on-one meetings with Vince, always. So there was dialogue with Vince, but the creative, the television creative dialogue had not happened yet at this point, unless, bro, I started writing all the house shows promos for these guys. And every one of them had to be different, hey, yeah, this weekend in Madison Square Garden. So I literally, bro, before TV, I would write over 100 promos for each particular guy. Then I would be in the, in the pre-tape room and produce them while they were doing those. Vince would approve all those. I would have to sit down with Vince, show him the verbiage of all those, and Vince would have to approve all those. So there was creative like at that level, but as far as the show, very little.
When you look at this time period, it's very interesting that like in the USA, Brett and the Hart Foundation are booed. In Canada, they're like the ultimate babyface. Is that weird creatively? Like
I thought it
this
was
is like a
awesome, man.
paradigm. Or do
I
you,
thought
or
it
you
was.
like it?
I'm totally cool with it, bro. Because like I say, man, the key to writing for success when it comes to characters is staying true to who they are. Okay, bro. Brett's the same guy in Canada as he is in the United States. Bulldog is. So I don't care where we are, as long as they stay true to the character. Because John, my rule of thumb was, I really didn't care, bro, if somebody got booed or cheered. What I cared about is, are people reacting? That's all that matters, bro. Whether you boo or cheer, like that's your personal taste. Are you reacting to this talent? So the fact that they were reacting to this group in Canada and the States, bro, that's all I cared about.
It is so interesting at that time because it's like, wow, the crowd is so much different
Yeah.
depending on if you're crossing the border or not. If you're going into Canada, I mean, it was just crazy how
Yeah.
over Brett and the boys were.
But you got to know that, bro. As you're writing, like you've got to realize that you've got to realize what the crowd reaction is going to be as you're writing and laying out these shows. So we were well aware of that going in. We knew what it was going to be.
Do you want Austin and LOD? Do you want them to be more heelish or no?
No. Stay true to the character, bro. I mean, stay true to the character. That's one thing, bro, that I am very, very, very much into.
Were you paying attention to Brett's relationship with Vince? Because he had just signed that 20-year pack. He's going to be there for life. He's going to be making basically $1 million or so a year, for 20 years. At this point in summer of '97, it seems golden. I mean, he's the top of the card. It's his pay-per-view essentially. I mean, he gets the biggest reaction of anybody on this show. It's just like, okay, and he's going to win the title at SummerSlam. Like everything is his way. And then a few months later, they can't pay him. He's gone. What's the relationship with Vince and Brett at this point?
Man, bro, I don't think. See, bro, that's the problem, because I remember all this vividly, bro. I remember when Vince could not afford to pay Brett. Bro, I don't think in a million years Vince ever thought he would be in that position. Without a shadow of a doubt, when Vince gave Brett that contract, there's no doubt in my mind that Vince felt 100% he could live up to that contract. So, bro, this is telling you that prior to Attitude Era, bro, financially, they were in a very, very, very bad state. So I guarantee you, bro, Vince felt badly about it. It's, it's really Vince reneging on a deal that he had no thought of reneging on, bro. Absolutely not. When he gave Brett that deal, that was the agreement, and Vince was going to live up to it. So the fact that he could no longer pay Brett, that really tells you right there, bro, just the financial straits they were in at that time.
Because here it's like he's at the top of the world. When you guys are going to Canada, it's all on the back of Brett and the Hart
Right.
Foundation. So it's almost like, wow, that could hurt your business in Canada. It didn't, thank God, but it could have hurt his business in Canada by getting rid of Brett.
Absolutely, bro, but he couldn't afford to pay him.
So the show starts off with a free-for-all match. The Godwins, of course, Henry Godwin and Phineas Godwin, defeating the new Blackjacks of Blackjack Bradshaw and Blackjack Wyndham. Match goes 5 minutes 30 seconds. I could tell, obviously, you have nothing to do with the writing here because you wouldn't like these two teams as far as the gimmicks.
Yeah, no, bro, absolutely not. And bro, see, that's why to this day, bro, and that this is how the wrestling business works, bro. To this day, JBL has heat with me. And where the heat came from was I was the guy that sat down with JBL and that sat down with Wyndham, and I was the guy that said, bro, this gimmick is just not working and it's not going to work. And see, bro, that's the funny thing about wrestling, man. I was always the guy that would tell you the truth. Okay. Like, in other words, bro, if Vince wasn't using a guy, there was a reason why Vince wasn't using him. When a guy came up to me and said, hey, Vince, why isn't Vince using me, John? Guess what? I would tell him. I would tell him, bro, because I knew, bro, this guy's got a family. He's got a wife. He's got kids. This is his livelihood. If there is something Vince doesn't like, how is this guy ever going to be able to correct this without knowing it? So, bro, the funny thing is, I would be the guy that would be honest, and I would be the guy that would get the heat because they didn't want to hear it. And it's like, bro, I'm trying to help you. Like, this is why Vince isn't pushing you. This is why this gimmick isn't going to get over. But I got to tell you, bro, that they're not used to honesty in wrestling. So when you tell them flat out, you're the one that gets the heat. So yeah, bro, I would have never. And bro, let me tell you something. Mark Canterbury and Dennis Knight, bro, these guys were the real deals. Like, you don't want to piss these guys off in a bar. I mean, bro, you could take either roster today, AEW or WWE. These guys would lay out everybody on the roster, especially Mark Canterbury, bro. This guy was the real deal. So would I have put them in overalls, Confederate flag? No, bro. That's not what I would have done with these guys.
They were the good old country boys. I know you eventually have them many months later as Southern Justice when they're in the suits and stuff. That was a cool look for them. And obviously JBL would be an acolyte, then a part of APA, and then eventually go to the awesome J.R. Ewing / $1 Million Man / Stan Hansen gimmick where he's the rich guy, but he's also the ass kicker. Yeah.
But all four of these guys, bro, no doubt, all four of these guys were the real deal. All four of these guys, like, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, I'll watch so much wrestling today, and I'm like, why are you in the ring? Like, bro, think about it. With all due respect, as I'm presented this as a television viewer, what would a Barry Windham in his prime do against a Mustafa Ali in his prime? You know what I'm saying? I mean, these are real men, bro. These are guys that would F you up.
And Wyndham is probably about a foot taller.
Yeah, absolutely. And and thick.
Yes.
Thick, bro. Very thick. Yes.
Big boy. Yeah. So the first match of the pay-per-view, they kick it off. Hunter Hearst Helmsley with China versus Mankind. It goes to a double countout. The match was about 13 minutes, 15 seconds. Good match here. Do you like starting off the card with, like basically a non-finish or not a decisive victory? Do you like that for starting off a pay-per-view?
Bro, I never cared about that because I know casual fans don't care about that, bro. They don't. The casual fans, bro, don't care about clean finishes. I'm telling you, bro. I didn't care about it when I was a casual fan before I got into wrestling, while I was into wrestling, and I don't care about it today because usually, bro, here's the problem, man. False finishes, I mean, clean finishes, bro. John, that usually means it's the end. That's it. Like when, bro, Muhammad Ali is fighting Rocky Marciano. Muhammad Ali knocks out Rocky Marciano. Like, that's the end. There may be one rematch, but you know, when there is a clean finish, that usually means finality. And bro, in wrestling, you've got to keep these things going. So you can beat somebody, bro, but you've got to figure out a way to protect them in defeat. I'm doing that all the time now, bro. As I'm writing for this little indie promotion. I'm not just beating guys. I'm trying to protect every single person on the roster. So I didn't have a problem with this whatsoever. I wanted to ask you, bro, is he still doing the Greenwich snob gimmick here,
Yep.
or is it? Are you
Yep.
still doing? And
Yep.
I hated that. I absolutely hated that, bro.
It's funny though, like Mankind in this feud, and they'll fight in the back in the parking lot. Triple H is actually a little bloody afterwards, but it's starting to show like, okay, this prissy boy is actually kind of tough because this match is like kind of teases you with it. Then they have the SummerSlam, the cage match, where he's really he rips off the shirt and he's kind of dude love and he does the snooker and he'll win that one. But then they have that match on Raw in September of '97, so a few months later, and it's a wild, crazy brawl. So it's almost like teasing like, wait, this prissy boy is actually like kind of tough. He can handle Cactus Jack and Dude
Yeah.
Love and Mankind. So they're kind of showing you he's tough, but he's still Hunter Hearst Helmsley, still the prissy boy.
And it's the same thing, bro. Bro, if I would have never became a part of this, Mankind would have forever been Mankind. And bro, I got to be honest with you. To this day, I don't. First of all, again, going back to names, what the frick is Mankind? Like, I never understood it, bro. I
Yeah.
never. Bro, I remember when he first came in, and Vince telling me about. I never got it from that day. Bro, that would have been the character throughout the entire Attitude Era. You would have never had Cactus. You would have never had Mick Foley. You would have never had Dude Love. You would have never had any of that. It would have been this Mankind character that nobody really got or understood. To this, I still don't know what the name means, bro. I still don't know what it means.
So you kind of were responsible for Cactus Jack coming in, or no? Like
Well,
as far as him changing.
I was definitely a part of expanding that horizon, like knowing how many personalities were inside of Mick Foley. Definitely, I was a part of all that expanding and coming out without a shadow of a doubt. You think Mankind would have broke out Sacco? Like they had him as the Hannibal Lecter. Like,
Yep.
I swear, bro, I never understood it.
It's interesting here with Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Mankind. I don't know how much credit Triple H in his career gives to Foley, but there's a few different feuds through his career
I
that he
agree.
had with Foley.
I agree.
Foley really helped him a lot, like big time. So if
Yeah,
Triple H ever says like, "Ah, I'm Hall of Famer, I'm the best," or whatever, I mean, he's got to give a ton of credit to
I
Foley.
agree. I'm like that too, bro. With there's a couple of guys like that. Like, I think Shamrock had a lot to do with making Rock, without a
Yep.
shadow of a doubt. I think Savio Vega had a lot to do with Austin. Nobody ever talked. I was there for those matches, and bro, Steve was learning from Savio. Steve would tell you that right now, bro. That was Savio. All the work with Savio was a big part of what he became. You need that guy, bro. And absolutely, in this case, Mick for Triple H. Absolutely, man.
So then the next matchup, kind of, I guess, an answer to the WCW Cruiserweight division that was so successful. They bring in the great Sasuke, and Sasuke defeats Taka Michinoku in about 10 minutes in a really, really good wrestling match. Do you think that it was just literally, hey, WCW is killing it with the
Abs
Cruiserweights where you have to have our
100%.
lightweight division?
1 billion%, bro. Yeah, and I was not a fan of this.
The junior heavyweights. They're not a fan of the junior heavyweights.
I'm a fan of Brian Lawler. Brian Lawler was incredible, bro. And thank God, he was probably the only character in that division. But
Yeah.
yeah, bro, they were basically doing it off of the success of the light heavyweights in WCW. So it was 1,000% a ripoff of that. But yeah, bro, Brian Christopher was phenomenal, bro.
So you don't care that these two had a great match? That doesn't
No,
matter to you?
no, no.
Why not?
Because it's fake, bro. Well, it's fake.
But the people are paying at home for the pay-per-view. They want to see good matches.
They're rehearsing this match during the day. It's fake, bro. So what they're doing is not real. Why
But
would I
suspension of disbelief.
not in a match like that? It's not.
No.
Those were the original spot fests, bro. There was nothing to believe. There were no stories involved in those matches or anything. Those matches were basically the setup for the style of today. And matches like that, bro, they draw a very small audience. I find it hysterical, bro. If you go back to October of 2023. So I guess it would have been October 2019. That's when we had the first Dynamite show. Okay, that first show drew 1.4 million people.
Yeah.
If you fast forward 3.5 years and figure out what today's payroll at AEW is compared to what it was on that first show, and these guys can't break 1 million freaking viewers, bro. Come on, man. Something is wrong, bro. So I guarantee you, if you look at the original roster budget to now, I guarantee you it's 4 times the amount. 4 times the amount, and those guys can't do over 1 million viewers. That's because you're playing to a small audience.
And you're blaming great Sasuke and Taka Michinoku for that. All right.
All that stuff was the start of it. But bro, that was the thing, man. Even with the X division at TNA, the idea and the vision was it was one match. It was one match to fill the appetite of those people. It was one match. I mean, we used to call them back then a spot fest. It was that one match that was a spot fest that a certain portion of the audience would like. Now it's become the whole show. Like, that's the problem, bro. Now it's the whole show. And if you don't like that, you're just going to be turning off the show.
So then the next matchup is the WWF Championship match. The Undertaker, who's champion, defeats Vader with Paul Bearer in about 13 minutes in a pretty good match. I mean, do you mind that it's not the main event? Because you're in Canada, you have the Hart Foundation. Do you mind that the World Championship isn't the main event?
Not at all, and I guarantee you those guys did not mind either. Absolutely not. Not at all, bro. Man, it's funny, man. When I think about when you're just describing that match, John, bro, the size of those two guys. Like, can you imagine how freaking athletic you have to be working? I mean, for Vader to be working with a guy the size of Taker, for Taker to be, do you know how freaking athletic, coordinated, strong, man, bro, that's, and especially for them to go 13 minutes, not get blown up because they're big men. That's incredible to me, bro. When you got guys that size, that's incredible to me.
What do you think about Vader here in 97 getting a title shot? I mean, at Royal Rumble 97, Vader, with the help of Paul Bearer, did beat Undertaker. But do you like him getting a title shot here? Because it didn't seem like it was like a huge buildup for Vader getting a world title shot. It seemed like he was almost getting like de-pushed for a while.
Yeah, bro, I do a show with Al Snow, and we did it yesterday. And Al was talking a little bit about, bro, that, the agents were constantly trying to change Vader's style. That they would not let him be the Vader that came from Japan and the Vader that came from a WCW. And they were constantly trying to change him. He became very confused. It was very, very difficult for him. He probably had a hard time doing what they wanted because he had been doing what he was doing for so many years. And that's probably, bro, where the disconnect came, because I'll be the first one to say, bro, he never got over to the heights that he should have got over in the WWE. And I'm not necessarily blaming him for that.
I totally agree because right after he leaves WWE, he goes back to Japan, wrestles for All Japan and Noah, and he's awesome again. So it's like, what the hell happened in
Yeah,
WWF? Yeah,
right. Yep.
very
Yep.
weird. Yeah,
Yep.
he should have been probably world champion. I know Michaels probably held that back a little bit, but he should have been more than what he was in WWF. There's
Yep.
no doubt about that.
Yep.
So Undertaker gets the win there. A little bit of revenge on his old manager, Paul Bearer, who was actually turncoat with Vader at that point. Do you like Vader with Bearer and Bearer kind of being the heel?
Bro, I was such a mark for Paul Bearer. Like, so, like anything he did, anytime he was out there, bro. I don't care who you would have put him with, bro. That guy, bro. When everybody talks about like the greatest promos, how he's not in the discussion, like I don't get, and I don't understand, bro. I could tell you in working for all three companies and all the years I put in, there was no storyteller that came close. That
Wow.
came close to telling a story from beginning to end. There was nobody that came close to him. Bro, I compare it to JR on commentary. The way JR would tell stories and make you explain,
Yep.
he would explain everything. Paul Bear, bro, the greatest storyteller I ever worked with.
Wow. High praise for Paul
Absolutely.
Bearer.
And I
Nice.
don't know how he is not in the discussion.
True. That definitely should be.
Yeah.
So then we have the main event of the evening, the Hart Foundation. Bret Hart, Brian Pillman, the British Bulldog, Jim Neidhart, and Owen Hart defeating the Steve Austin team of Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ken Shamrock, Goldust, and the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal. The match goes about 24 minutes and 30 seconds. Great, great 10-man tag. Just an awesome match. The crowd is so good that like they could literally, just do a simple punch or a simple clothesline, and the crowd is loving it, and you just get engrossed in the match. I mean, what a match. Have you ever heard a crowd like that before?
Yeah. Bro,
Home field advantage.
yeah, the one thing I'm thinking of though, man, when you lay all that out, bro, and you're mentioning those names, like, bro, 6 out of the 10 are no longer with us, man.
Mhm.
Like, that's like, wow. Like, because again, bro, these are not guys that would have been older. A lot of these guys, maybe, I'm 62. So maybe they were a little older than me. Maybe they were 65, 68, somewhere in there. But man, to think about four of these guys no longer with us. But yeah, bro, like bro, like that sometimes you don't realize how over things are until you see something like this and you see the reaction, to the Hart Foundation, in their hometown. And you're just like, holy shit, like you don't even realize how much over it is. Bro, I swear to God, I had that experience when I was working for the WWE, bro, and it was during the Attitude Era, right? Think about this, John. It was during the Attitude Era. Bro, I never got a vacation. Nothing, zero. Okay. But I happen to maybe get a weekend off or something. Okay. Like literally 2 days, right? So I took the family to Universal Studios in Florida. Bro, I swear to you, it's in the summer. There are thousands and thousands of people at Universal Studios. Bro, every third person had an Austin 316 shirt.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
and when I saw that, I was like, I had no idea how over it was. I had no idea. And I was thinking about that the other day, John, because John, this is a shoot. I'm being honest with you. And I'm not talking about going to wrestling shows. Obviously, I don't go to wrestling shows. I haven't been, I can't tell you the last time I was at a wrestling. I can't, like, honestly. Bro, I can't tell you when's the last time I saw a wrestling shirt when I'm out and about. I can't tell, bro. I go out a lot when I'm not podcasting. I love Colorado, bro. I go all over the state. I love it. I can't remember the last time I saw a wrestling shirt. And I remember, bro, that day I was like, Holy shit. Like, I didn't even realize it. This was an instant like that with this crowd response and being in Calgary where these guys grew up and stuff. Bro, it was really, really powerful, man. Very powerful.
Man, the ovations for all the guys, and especially Brett. Holy shit! Like the roof was coming off the Saddle Dome, the pops that these guys were getting, and the finish was funny too because Owen ends up rolling up Steve Austin for the pin. So it's like Brett didn't get the big win. Owen got the big win. Was that maybe Brett's doing, or why did Owen you think got the big win in that match?
That's a great, great point. That is a great, great point, John. Wow. Either it was Brett, or either at this point, Vince is starting to realize I might not be able to afford Brett. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had to be one of those things because Brett would have obviously, been the guy that went over. So
Yeah,
there definitely had to be a reason behind it, man. Definitely.
because interesting, because Brett will win the title the next month at SummerSlam, but Austin will feud with Owen. So it's kind of teasing, bringing that up, but it's almost like, wow, I'm surprised Brett didn't get the win. Just to always surprise me.
Yeah,
But I know
yeah.
Owen fights Austin the next month, and obviously Owen
Yeah,
breaks
but
his neck. But
still a big pay-per-view like that. It
yep,
just seemed, bro, a lot of times in wrestling, like, bro, I'm the king of swerves. But
swerve,
you
bro. Yeah,
you you know when you get to a point of, okay, bro, we got to give them what they want. And that would have been what they wanted, I would think. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro, there were definitely reasons for Owen going over.
the whole Hart family comes in the ring because they're all ringside. They all come in the ring. They all celebrate. They all beat up Austin a little bit. He gets arrested. He gets thrown to the back. So it's like he is the biggest heel in Calgary. He gets arrested, get thrown out, and the whole family gets to kind of shit on him and celebrate the victory with Brett and Owen.
But do you see how Austin was protected in the loss? They're not going to remember the roll up. They're going to remember him getting handcuffed, him getting
Yes,
carted
yes,
out. I'm
yep.
sure there were a couple middle fingers and FUs. That's how you protect somebody doing a job. If it would have just been the roll up, the roll up, and that would have been it, people would have been like, "What?" But you got the Austin character over at the end. That's how you protect the talent.
Would you give this card a thumbs up? Like just thinking about it and looking back, would you give it a thumbs up?
I would give it a thumbs up, bro, because it delivered. It delivered. I mean, obviously, bro, that's what the people wanted. We set up the main event beautifully to be there. And at the end of the day, we gave them what they wanted. So for people that paid for that, for people that were watching on pay-per-view, I think we definitely paid it off. So I would warrant it a success.
Critically acclaimed. All the Dirty guys, everybody loved the pay-per-view. They thought it was great as well. So it was kind of unanimous. The fans liked it,
Well,
and the
and
Dirty.
think about that, John. When is a 10-man ever over? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
this was
saying?
awesome. Yeah.
Ever. When is a 10-man ever? Like, ever, bro. I think it's fair to say this is the most over 10-man match probably in the history of wrestling.
I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome match.
Yeah.
So let's head towards the plugs. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Two Man Power Trip. Check the website, tmptempire.com. Vince, what do you got?
Yeah, guys, as always, right there on the screen, man, just go to russosbrand.com. We've got, multiple podcasts with different people. Just check it out, russosbrand.com.
All right. Thank you to Vince. Thank you, everybody out there, for listening. We'll see you right back here next time. Have a good one, folks.